Hello to all you guys out there in YouTube land. This is me, DR, coming from a bit of a weird angle. But I was just watching telly at the moment, and up came the television trailer for the new XXX film, Return of Xander Cage, whatever, the Vin Diesel vehicle for him to just pretend to be the same character. This is going to be a Toretto-esque character. The only defining factor behind Toretto that makes him any different is family. So I was watching it, and I saw the supporting cast. One being Donnie Yen, who's actually one of my favourite Hong Kong cinema stars from back in the past. If you haven't seen his work in something like Iron Monkey, I would advise you having a watch of it if you like Hong Kong cinema. I like that type of style. I like the wushu style. I like that. The acrobatics. I think Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was actually, for me, one of the slightly less interesting versions of the narrative of that wushu genre. So, if that's your own experience of it, it's alright, but it's not the best. Iron Monkey would be a good introduction to that genre, and that stars Donnie Yen. But anyway, following Donnie Yen came the football star Neymar Jr. I just started to think about the movie not as a film, but as this vehicle for integration. And it kind of made me start thinking about how most movies now have that feeling that the corporations are driving a fake feeling of integration. So, what I mean by that is I don't want anything to be perfect. I get the idea of, but when you see something, for example, I'll throw it out there, like Ocean's 11. Why is there a Chinese guy in there? They need someone who is able to kind of contort himself into a box and do a backflip, and therefore the only person they can find is a Chinese guy from uh, from a circus. So that's why he's in the film. That's the reason. So there's a reason. Whereas it just feels at the moment that they're kind of just throwing people in for no apparent reason. Or, well, for the real reason being social integration and the seeming appearance of collaboration between all these, and it's the fact that these people are from is irrelevant and they could be substituted for the same characters we had before. We're just saying, well, we're making a movie, so we need to have one black guy, one Asian guy, one Spanish guy, maybe a Hispanic girl, and let's throw it all together and get this make a movie. And it just has that feeling of corporatism. It's actually something that I say I first noticed really made me dislike, and I'm going to expect the hate from the few people that watch my stuff, dislike Star Wars Rogue One. It just felt really forced, pardon the pun. And I didn't like the characters. For me, and this is kind of an offshoot, a side shoot, the thing that, and people have said it far better and more succinct than I can, but I'm going to try my best in this stream of conscious video. The thing about Rogue One is that when I first thought, and I've got a video asking about whether or not I should watch Rogue One, you can catch it before. One of the things that I stated is this needed to be a character-driven story. The reason behind that is we knew what the ending was going to be. There was no secret of what the ending was going to be. They had to get the plans into the rebellion in some way. They had to do that. So they had to be successful. So where the movie would succeed would be on its characters, the character-driven narrative, the character-driven story. But it just felt like amalgamation, the movie. And it spent so much time repeating kind of the same beats to tell us stuff that actually were didn't it didn't go anywhere. And I'll be honest, I struggled through the first 45 minutes of this film. I struggled. And then we got bang, wow, wow. Remember? It was like, this movie sums it. It's so ironic that South Park, they've summed up this movie with member berries. This movie was a prime example of member berries. Remember this. Why is it there? I don't know, but remember it. Why is it there? Remember when they did this, but we did it slightly differently? Remember when that happened? Ooh, remember this connection? It was just, and I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired of the member berries, because all we do is we end up regurgitating, and nothing. And things get worse because we don't kind of progress. We're sitting stagnant, and for me, I want the Star Wars story to progress. I wanted something different from this one. They had a real opportunity to make something different that still had that Star Wars ethos in the background. See, I don't agree with Red Letter Media that Star Wars itself has become such a small universe that you can't do anything with it. Anyone who's familiar with the extended universe and what happened in that, which is probably no longer canon now, but anyone who's read those books understands the wealth of opportunities within the Star Wars universe. If you don't ring fence yourself to the same things, here's some stormtroopers, here's Darth Vader, here's Princess Leia, here's Grand Moff Tarkin, and someone's gonna say, well, the story's linked to that, and I get that, but you could have done something different. I'm not gonna kind of go into all the details. I don't want to do any spoilers, but I don't know. Some people have really enjoyed it, and that's fine. I'm quite happy for it. This is not me trying. It just, that film is, to me, showing an overarching tendency now of Hollywood to have these multiple genres in a film that don't really mean anything, don't really bring anything, and it's almost I don't know, it's like a form of pandering. It's like saying, see, we're progressive, and it's a bit like it's not progressive. Anyway, this is DR saying peace out. Have a safe journey wherever you're heading.